So I can remember this one time when I was in Nashville for a business event, a business conference that was taking place. Um, while I was there, I decided to visit a local congregation of the national organization as far as my fellowship that I belong to and in church. And I wasn't at the time I wasn't too familiar with the layout of Nashville. And I was looking. This was before I had a smartphone and GPS. This is a few years back. I wasn't hip to all this Google Maps and all the stuff I'm hip to now. So at the time, I was doing things as far as like finding buildings and stuff the old-fashioned way. You look at a map and you kind of get a feel for the layout of the city, and you go along your way, you just kind of feeling your way along here and there. So, lo and behold, a search that I thought would be simple and wouldn't take me long, turned into almost a few hours affair, in which I spent a large majority of my night searching out and trying to find this church service that was taking place that night. And luckily, I got there at a point in a timely manner, but it took literally, it was a trip that should have been maybe a 30-minute or an hour trip, depending on where, with respect to where I was. It turned into a couple hours. It turned into me turning around. It turned into me backtracking, going in circles a few times. Saying that phrase like, "Did we pass up this building like 10 times already?" It really turned into an all night, a really long affair. So much so that the people, the ride-alongs that were riding with me, they had grown weary, and they had grown to the point of just giving up and going back to the hotel room. But for some reason, I couldn't let go, and that's really a part of my personality. Once I get locked on to something, it's really, really hard to shake me. I got like a bulldog, lockjaw mentality about things sometimes. So I was like, I am not stopping until I reach my destination. I am not stopping till I get to where I determined that I was going. I will be persistent. I will be diligent, and I will keep moving until I get to where I want to get to. And I was just thinking about that, and that I'm just taking about a couple of minutes to encourage you, motivate, and inspire you, push you to whatever you've deemed worthy and of your time, your energy, your efforts, your resources, whatever you've deemed worthy of that. Keep going. Don't give up. Stay persistent. Stay on it. Stay at it. Move. Keep it moving. Don't stop. You're allowed to get tired. You are human. You're not a machine. You're even allowed to quit, but you got to come back. You're allowed to get tired. You're allowed to throw in the towel, but pick the towel back up. You are not allowed to stop unless you die. That's the only way you could stop. And even then, I might come in and try to drag you into where you said you wanted to go. I'll help you out as a friend that'll help in a time of need. But I just wanted to spend a few moments just to encourage you and place a pebble in your shoe. Don't give up. Life's too short to settle. Life's too short to quit. Life's too short to not live a life that is worthy, that you've deemed worthy to live. to live a life in which it's abundant, in which it's vibrant, in which you're thriving and just doing more than just surviving. So strive, do whatever it takes for you to reach your destination within within reason. Let's put it that way. Because like I said, life is too short, and there is too much out there. There is too much abundance. There is too much available for you. The creator that created you, he created you for a purpose and with design, and he created you to reach and attain to certain levels in your life just for you. You are unique, and you are precious. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. There's only one you. There's only one you. So you have purpose, you have design. So do whatever it takes to reach your determined endeavors. And let me before I get off here, let me read a few scriptures to help just kind of shape and sustain and help your heart resonate, your mind be captivated, your imagination take hold of, so that your will is pulled, and not just pushed in what's it called? What is that? So you're pulled so that you're not using up all that. You don't have to force yourself to do it. You're just pulled to it. Like on, you know how you're in the you know how you're in the airport, and they have those little conveyor belts. You want to be on one of those conveyor belts. You just get on and you stand, and your goals just pull you to it. You don't have to. There's not a lot of effort that it takes for you to get through certain parts because of the conveyor belt. And you know how, like, right beside it there won't be a conveyor belt along the path, and you'll see people walking and struggling and striving and exerting more energy than you to get to the same spot, the same location. So with respect to your spiritual walk, even more, likewise, similarly, more so with respect to your day-to-day affairs, and you're not in the things that you've deemed worthy of your finite time in this world, don't give up. Stay persistent. Let me go to, where was that at? Where was I reading that at? Oh, Luke 18:5. You're going to know this story, this parable. Luke 18:5. Luke 18:5. Let's go to 4. No, hold up. Luke 18. Let me go to 1. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint. Don't faint. Don't faint. Don't stop. Don't stop. Faint means to be weak. That is to fail in heart, to be weary. And this parable is talking with respect to prayer, but it said always being every when. That is at all times, always. Saying there was in a city a judge which feareth not God, neither regarded man. So this judge didn't care about nothing. He wasn't afraid of God, and he definitely wasn't afraid of no man. And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of mine adversary. And he would not for a while. He was like, woman, I ain't paying you no attention. But afterward he said within himself, you know what? Though I don't fear no God, and I ain't troubling by no man, because this widow troubleth me, she's getting on my nerves, she's staying persistent about what she wants out of me, the action she wants me to do, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. So I just wanted that phrase stuck out at me. I just wanted you to catch on to that, the power in being persistent and not giving up and staying at it. just staying at it until you reach the finish line. Stay at it. Let me read one more. Let me read a couple more actually. The danger, and I'm looking at with respect to your spiritual life, but also I want you to make connections to all the other areas of your life too. In that, if you don't have set priorities about every area of your life, if you don't sit down and contemplate and make determinations and resolves, educated and thought out, educated destinations for your life, there's somebody waiting in the range to grab hold of it and use and exert will over your will to a determined agenda or end, a determined program. Believe me, we'll go into more detail about it in later time, but just know that there are people, and in the spiritual realm, there are entities that seek to exert their will over your will. And if you are not persistent about your day-to-day endeavors, determined endeavors, they will happily take the reins of your life. So you have to be diligent. You have to be sober-minded. You have to be persistent, which is what today's show and topic is talking about. And you have to have a flint-like resolve about these things, a militant resolve that there's certain boundaries in your life, and you're not going to allow them to be crossed, and you're going to be persistent about holding and about pursuing and about living a life that you want to live in freedom with relationship with the Creator through His Son Jesus Christ. Let me go to Ephesians 6:12, talking about being persistent and doing what it takes, struggling and striving to make sure you stay on it and stay persistent. Ephesians 6:12, and the consequence of not doing that is, like I said, there are things and people waiting in the background to take control, take the reins. If you don't want control, they'll definitely take it. They love it. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So don't forget that you're in a wrestling match, and you got to be persistent in this wrestling match. This is not just, this ain't no WWE, this ain't no World Wrestling Entertainment. This ain't for entertainment purposes. This is for life and death. This is for the enemy's trying to choke you out. That's it. That's his only goal, is to choke you out. You talking about I'm tapping. He be like, I don't even see you tapping, bro. The only way this thing is gonna stop is when you stop tapping. For my chokehold. That's the only way this thing's gonna stop. I'm on you like a bone constrictor. So you got to stay persistent and stay at it. In your spiritual life, I'm talking from a spiritual perspective, but also in your regular life too. Stay at it. And I think I'll stop as far as scripture there. I just wanted to push you and prompt and promote and just kind of place a pebble in your shoe today. Just kind of punch you a little bit, give you a gut check to make sure that you stay persistent about what you're doing, and don't give up. Even though many people today, we live in a culture where it's becoming even more okay to kind of give up and go soft. I've even noticed this about myself, and that now I'm purposeful about doing hard things for long times to just work out that persistent muscle. I used to have it when I was younger without any effort. But the older I get, I notice the more comfort I seek. So now I have to force myself to be persistent, even past the comfort level, even in pain. So you gotta work that persistent muscle out, even in the face of opposition and resistance. It's your responsibility, duty, and obligation. There's no growth, there is no gain without pain. There is no qualification to the next level without the pain of going through the interview process. There is no coming out as fine gold without going through the fire. It is part of the process, part of yours and mine's journey. So this is Kevin over at jkjohnson.com. Just wanted to take a few moments to speak into your ear today, just to let you know to enjoy your life, live it, have fun, not only strive, not only just survive, but thrive, and have an abundant and joyful, grateful life full of jubilee. I love jubilee, full of freedom, full of peace, full of laughter, full of love and compassion. So may his face shine on you and give you peace wherever this podcast may find you.